Okay, people, we're back, and let's see if we can do this again, but with a little less bubbles. So I'm going to be layering the colors. I do see a little less bubbles, but there's still a lot of bubbles, and it's sort of bothering me because I don't really understand why that is. But I made the paint a little bit thinner, just a bit, so we'll have to see what that gives. A little bit more of that color. So we layered it nicely in the cup, and we're going to do this again. I'll try. Nah, you can't see it. I do see a difference in while pouring. I do see that it's a little bit different. Gonna make it go over here a little bit. Just keep moving it. Let's see what happens. See, I love this. I love the pattern. But I do see a lot of little air bubbles that are really annoying. And I'm not really sure why that is. We'll just see what happens if we torch it a little sooner, because then they will go bigger and maybe they will just add to the pattern. That's kind of nice, but I don't want to tilt it anymore. So we're going to try and do something here. Just make sure that the pattern stays. And we're going to do the same down here. And we're going to do the same up here. That fits. Over the side. Now that is pretty. I really like this one. Although it does have the little air bubbles in it, but still it is, for me, it's very pleasing to the eye, and that is really what I always go for. Gotta make sure that you match your colors when you're finishing off the edges. So we'll scoop up a little bit of orange and pull it down. A little bit of other color here. That's okay. I am very zen at the moment, guys. Sometimes when I really get into it, because I love how this turned out, then I sort of get all quiet because, I don't know, I think it's has something to do with the patterns I'm seeing, that it's really pleasing, and I want to really do well on the sides, because I want most of it, you know, just to sort of flow, so you don't really see that I've been covering the sides or the corners or whatever. And usually that takes longer than the whole pouring of the canvas, because you have to match up some of those colors and just pull it down. But this you don't want to hurry, because because it's such a small canvas, I do think it needs to look the same on the side as it does on the front. That's pretty. Now I see the little bubbles, but they're not really annoying like the last one. That's it. That's really pretty. I love the way it moves. It's really, for me, this is it. This is a very appealing little painting. Okay, well, it worked out a little bit better. We have a little bit of those little pinholes, and I think it's just something that we can't avoid unless we're willing to mix our paint, put it down, and wait. Sorry about that. And wait for the next day to pour. Then most of them will be gone. And it might also be because of the mix, something that I did. I was mixing really like a crazy woman, so that might be it. So let's put this one away, and I will do something with the drip. I had to walk a long way. Okay, now I'll try and do this up close so you can see something. But we're just going to do this again. And now already most of the colors have sort of mixed together. So I'm going to pour it all out. That's about it. There was some blue popping up, but we'll have to see about that. Let's pull it down here. Let it run down there. That is pretty too. Whoops. Oh, that's too bad. I had a little spat of paint right there. Let's run it down a little bit. And the paint is dropping on the table. Now, this is kind of pretty, and I'm pretty sure that once it's dry, we could really get some really nice pieces for pendants. And I know I always say that I don't make that many pendants, but it's just to give you an idea what you can do with this. That is kind of pretty. Look at that. That is, but I'm missing something in it. Let's see what we can do with it. I'm really missing a little bit of blue. That is kind of nice. That is pretty. Oops, nope, always start on the same. Okay, cleaning off my little stick. Don't want to contaminate the colors because I have enough to do another pour. Now it looks a little bit better. I like where the blue adds to the other colors, but I do want to make it swoop a little bit. That's better. Okay, we're going to keep this one. Never know what we can do with it. And one last one. We'll scoop. Oh, that is beautiful. That is really beautiful up close. But as you can see, the disadvantage of having the paint thinner is that it really turns to mud really fast. And there's not much you can do about it. So I'm just going to give it a little bit more here, just for little patterns. See how pretty that is? And I know a lot of people enjoy watching, you know, just playing with the paint and seeing what happens to it and the patterns it makes. Look at that, that is pretty. The only thing is that too bad that it's that it has turned a little muddy, but you never know what you can do with it, right? And I'm thinking maybe oh, let me try that. Just for the frame bar part of it. See that? That is... Doesn't this always make it better? I think so. Look at that. That is pretty. But it might also be... next time I'll order some of the same mats, but then in the cream color. Or did I already do that somehow? I got so much stuff in my studio that sometimes I don't even know where I have everything. Okay, I do have mats, but they are really small, and I'm not going to take one out. I'm just going to show you the difference. See, that's kind of nice too. That's not even that bad, because this is a white, a really white one, but you could go for a beige, something really, or just the eggshell color. I think that would pull it all together. Yeah, that's cool. So guys, if you're doing pouring on these photo papers, I would absolutely say, you know, buy a bunch of those mats. They're not that expensive. You might even find them in the dollar shop, something like that. And then just scoop up a lot with a lot of different colors. So when you do something like this, you can sort of match them to how the color that really makes it pop. I think that's the idea I'm trying to tell you guys. Okay, let me do this, and I'm gonna let it pour down here just a little bit. That is really pretty. See that? And all from just a little bit of leftover paint. And I find that the most appealing of this, because a lot of people are troubled about wasting a lot of paint, but if you do this, you can frame them and you can sell them at your art fair. So let me pop this one over. I still have enough for one. Okay, just gonna scoop the old paint from the table, because this just makes the movement of the paint better because it's already wet. It's kind of a nice color. It's sort of an antique green. I think it's not at all that ugly, but it is absolutely mud, like we call it. Okay, then we're going to add a little bit of blue, because I do want some blue. And we're going to add a little bit of sienna. And a tiny bit of this. Just a really little bit, just to make sure that we have enough paint to fill the whole paper. There we go. Gonna let it go up. Come down a bit. Go over the side a bit, and then we're gonna let it come down, because this is, I don't like this bit. I love this, don't like this. So that's why we're gonna let it come down. And still no blue. Well, the blue is coming. It's sort of popping through. For all the people that live in Europe including the UK, the people that are soon moving out of Europe, going to the Brexit. There's a lot of stuff going on about that Brexit. And I know a lot of people don't even realize what the big deal is all about, but there's going to be a big deal, I can tell you that. But I sell this paper in my shop. So if you can't find it online, you can always find it in my shop, www.blazingcolors.eu for Europe. It wouldn't be worth your while to buy it if you're not in Europe, because the postage would be crazy. Well, unless you bought a lot of it, I guess. But that's about it. Oh, I think this side needs just a little bit more. Just a little bit. Because that was one big hole. That's better. Now let's see if we frame this, if we have the same effect. Absolutely. I would frame it right maybe there. Yeah. Okay guys, oops, that was my sleeve that went straight through it. There's always something going on. Now I gotta fix that, because that is really annoying to have one of those going straight through. There we go. It'll just, you know, add to the patterns. Okay, that's better. Okay guys, thanks for watching. And I'm going to be cleaning up a little bit, and then I'm going to just see what... Oh yeah, I still have those colors. The same colors, only with a lot of silicone in it. I just might be doing a pour with that. We'll see what happens. Okay, be back in a jiffy. Bye-bye. Love you all to pieces.